All right. Hmm. Greetings. Good afternoon. Today I thought I'll stream a little bit. I didn't have time to do any videos on the European League of Football. I did make two videos in the start of the week or last weekend. Sadly, my time is, yeah, not very rich in the last couple of days. Um, but yeah, I will do some research now for the European League of Football and maybe later some NFL stuff since our my one of my leagues is drafting um, next weekend. So maybe do some last minute Dynasty rookie prep later on. But for now, I will be watching both of the games. One of them is broadcasted live on German television on Pro7 Max, and the other one is like live streamed on RAN.de. So I will watch both of those and um, continue my ELF research. Uh, yeah, I couldn't prepare a lot of stuff, so I have to look up stats and stuff like that. And um, yeah, let's dig right into it. I think we went over. I made like the what were the games? The games we had was like Vikings Dragons. I looked at the Vikings. I looked at the Dragons in the last videos, and Panthers and Berlin Thunder. Um, so I will look. I will be looking at Hamburg. They crushed Istanbul Rams last week, so probably there is not a lot of information we can take out of this game, but we just take a look at it, I guess. Uh, Istanbul is interesting because it's like such a bad team. You don't really want to have any fantasy players from their team, but yeah, they're restructuring mid-season like a lot of teams. That makes it a lot more complicated to really evaluate this the whole situation. And maybe we take a look at Istanbul as well, but I don't think there is any. Maybe there will be a player or two in the next few weeks, but right now it's like, yeah, it's like a mess. There is something really interesting that launched last week. I don't know what day it launched, but it is. Do I have the tab open? Yes, exactly. It's like the you can see it on stream. Yes, that looks good. That the European League of Football launched its own research site. It's reachable through stats.europeanleague.football, and they started to implement the game stats on their page. So the thing is, they are now launching after each game. There is a game book launched, like you have here. If on the matchup, you have like a little game book button, and then you can open this, and it's like a PDF. It shows what happened in the game, right? This is the stomping of Istanbul. You see the scores here. I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, now you see it. You can see the scores here. You have you have to be careful if you have your own fantasy league and stuff like that. The 2-point conversions are not shown in the player stats, in the individual player stats. They're only shown here. Here's the extra point, like the Eric Schlom kick, or it failed. And if it's a 2-point conversion, then you see either like a running play or a pass play written down here in these brackets after a touchdown. So that's a little bit of an issue with the stats right now. They're not complete, I guess. So yeah, and then you have the team stats, and we don't really need the team stats for fantasy purposes. Of course, it's interesting to dig deeper into team management and stats and net yards, rushing and passing and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, it's really time consuming to do stuff like that. So we are scrolling to the player stats, and we have them, and they're okay. There's a short overview of all the stuff. Some stuff is missing, like the receiving game. You have number of receptions, but not number of targets counted, which is fine, but still it's a stat we are used to in the NFL. So yeah, and now they started their own stats page, and there are team stats shown, and we have leaders, something like that. So you have the overall stats. If you go to teams and maybe like we pick now Cologne Centurions, then you have the team statistics and like website and whatever merchandise stuff and marketing. You have the team stats, the overall stats. You can look at them, and you have the individual stats. But the individual stats are all over stats, so all whole season stats. That's what I meant. Sorry. Um, so you have like the quarterbacks, how many games played and started, and completions attempts, completion percentage, and you have the whole stats for the whole season, but not the individual games. So maybe that's something that will come in the future, because it's like if you have like an API or something like that, um, so you can connect it to actual fantasy systems, then you have directly the stats from the European League of Football plugged into your fantasy football system. So maybe that's something they're working on and building right now. I'm not sure about that. I didn't hear anything about it, and I don't know if there are any plans. Um, but yeah, also for us, like we're doing this for fun and like having our own leagues, or have joined like created leagues that are created in Excel sheets or something like that, spreadsheets. And yeah, this is not really helpful, because we really need the individual game stats to have like to do the research and to do some kind of um, yeah, to play the leagues, of course, and then to have some kind of insight into the players, because I'll see here, okay, completion percentage, and that says me something because that tells me something because I can like compare it to other quarterbacks, of course, yeah. But we don't really see like the how this completion percentage is distributed. Yeah? I mean, if he has like a couple of bad games and some good ones, or if it's like basically it's not really variating from game to game, jumping up and down and stuff like that. We want like to know that these things, instead of having like the information that he scored 13 touchdowns in like 6 weeks. I mean, that's okay, but we want to know, okay, did he score 5 touchdowns in one game, or 7 touchdowns in one game, and then the other games he just scored not a lot of touchdowns, or is it like spread out? Same goes for all the other skill positions. But of course, you have also we have for the defense nerds, you have like defensive stats, which is really nice. Like actually solo tackles, assisted tackles, sacks, sack yards, even. So there are a lot of stats. They're counting a lot of stuff. So it really is a huge step in the right direction, I think, for us fantasy nerds. And you have like the leaders, like here a really nice screen where you can see all the leaders. I mean, I can zoom in a bit, I guess. So now you see it. So maybe this page will help make your fantasy decisions. I'm not sure about that. If it really helps me now, but they're working on other stuff like this games page, right? Maybe you can filter through the games easier, and you don't have to look at these single PDF files, which would help a lot. At least for me, it's like a mess, because like you see the names on top here. The names from the PDFs are like crazy names about like digits and like letters and stuff like that. So really super random, and you can't really see what kind of PDF you had already have opened in your tab on the top. So you have maybe group your tabs and rename them, because you need, if you want to go through all the stats from one player, you need to have all the PDFs open from week 1 to 6, and that's yeah, a lot. Uh, and then yes, I think we jump right into it and do something here. I think I had some had a couple of hours for during my days last week to add some stats to my mock-ups, and I think we have Hamburg, updated Hamburg stats. At least I think we have Glenn Tunga, because he is a really relevant player. Let me check here. Let me zoom in. There he is, Glenn Tunga. So that's like a fantasy superstar in the European League of Football. And he is the only real workhorse running back, I guess. There's a lot of other running backs that are featured heavily, but this is a real workhorse running back. You see, he has like 6 games in a row with over 100 yards on the ground. This is super crazy. I mean, he has like, his down games are 4.4 yards per carry or 4.3. It's actually pretty decent. Pretty decent. I mean, he's not the youngest, he's 27. I guess that's okay for the European League of Football, where there are a lot of older players and not like super young rookies like in the NFL, where we are for dynasty purposes, where there's like this age thing that you don't want players over 26, 27. I mean, you know that they are in their prime, and then you sell them in their prime, like when they're 27, 28, because you are afraid of the age cliff. So yeah, Glenn Tunga. And he scores touchdowns on the regular as well. He doesn't have any receiving game, which is okay. And he had some issues fumbling the ball in the last 3 weeks. Against Istanbul. He was like benched after 126 yards and 1 touchdown, 9 yards per carry. I mean, I think they just benched a lot of their starters because they were so dominant, and then they kept scoring. It was like the no mercy. They were showing no mercy to Istanbul, so they were like up like 40 points, and then they scored another 30 with their backups. So yeah, this is Glenn Tunga, and there is the set backup. It's like here, it's Simon Homadi. He's a young guy. He's 21. He's from Germany, and he had like 11 rushing attempts for 65 yards, 56 yards, and a touchdown. So he had solid fantasy numbers as well. But yeah, you see here, it's really a little bit of a concern for Glenn Tunga, is like that his workhorse status was high, was huge in week 2, 3, and 4, and he had like 29 attempts in week 4, which is like crazy. They ran at like 29 run plays through Glenn Tunga, and it from then on it consistently went down, like 17th against Ryan Fire, where he had like 4 touchdowns, which is probably one of the best fantasy performances of the year. Oh my lord. Yeah, he's a stud. He's a beast. And then Simon Homadi had like, or Simon Homadi, he had like 11 rushing attempts for both of those weeks. So there is a little bit of a concern that they are splitting the workload for Glenn Tunga. But I still wouldn't be afraid to just start him, I guess. Yeah. And we have another Sea Devils running back. Yeah, I didn't update the stats here because he's not, the relevancy is not that, it's not there. But if you're expecting the Sea Devils to have a one-sided game, like to dominate from the first quarter on, and like are like 20, 30 points up, or let's say they have 3 to 4 scores up, and you expect them to go to the backups, then you can maybe risk a flex on Simon Homadi, because he was decently efficient, and the Sea Devils have a good running game. They are establishing the run a lot. I think we can look at the team stats, but I guess it's like the team with the most run plays. Let's have a look. Teams. Can we figure this out right now? So then we open up the Hamburg Sea Devils, and maybe we open up the Vikings. Interesting that they chose the yellow here for the Vikings. I mean, I guess the hair and the beard of the logo, but it doesn't. It's not a real great overlay effect here. But who am I to judge? Okay, so the Sea Devils team's passing attempt. We want rushing. So they have 232 rushing attempts. Is that correct? And then the Vikings have 160. So, and the Vikings are really establishing the run as well. And they have like 806 rushing yards. But of course, the Vikings passing game is way better than the Hamburg Sea Devils. Like, yeah, we have a completion percentage here for 85, 58, and this one is 61. But you see the attempts are higher. They're just throwing the ball less, and Vikings throwing the ball more and have a better completion percentage. It's not that big of a difference. I think that the Vikings have a really balanced offense. They have like a solid run game and a solid passing game with like some really explosive players. Okay, let's look at some other players for the Sea Devils. Quarterback, did I update the quarterback? That's the question now. I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Like week 4 and 5 are missing. Maybe we can just do it now. Let me show that here. Saliu Cisse, young quarterback, 24. I mean, young, one of the younger ones, I guess, in the league right now. And either the Sea Devils don't trust him that much, or he doesn't trust himself that much. So there are not a lot of passing attempts. He is a rushing quarterback, though. He has like some rushing attempts each game. But as you see here, he has not been a fantasy star for the first 3 weeks. But now let's look into week 4, 5, and 6. We start with week 4. And that's something we can't access on the research page. We have to go to this one and then go to week 4. And there it is. Hamburg Sea Devils gegen Panthers Wroclaw. Check out. Let's go over here really quick. No 2-point conversions, it seems, so we can scratch that. And then we go here. Cisse, 22 attempts, 13 completions, 1 interceptions. Oh shit. 22 attempts, 13, 1 interception. They played at. Oh my lord, that's the issue. No, I'm fine. I'm finding the right tab. So this one right now. Okay. 173 yards. And he played they played at Wroclaw. Okay. And he didn't score a touchdown. didn't score a touchdown through the air. And he didn't have. Oh, he had one rushing touchdown. So 6 attempts for 30 yards. 6 attempts, 30 yards. And we also have the average. The average is like 5 yards per carry. That's okay. And 1 touchdown. Did he lose a fumble? No. Glenn Tunga lost 2 fumbles. No fumbles here. So now we have to get out the calculator. We're calculating half PPR points. Not that it's relevant for Salou Cisse, but we have like 173 yards times 0.04 are 6.92. And then we count -1 interception, plus 3 for the 30 rushing yards, plus 6 for the rushing touchdown is like 14.92 fantasy points, which is, yeah, pretty much the floor of Salou Cisse is like 14 to 15, I guess, fantasy points. And ceiling seems to be something like 18. He has more, and you see like this one here, like 4 weeks, and he has 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. And that's not a really great sign for a quarterback. But of course, and he is not a run-first quarterback, like it's like a Lamar Jackson or something like that. He has, I think they have some designed plays for him, but it's not like, yeah. Don't see him like breaking out for big runs and stuff like that. It's like the yardage is mediocre at best. Okay, so next one is week 5. And week 5 was against Ryan Fire. And we also have no 2 points conversions. Let's put it here. Ryan Fire. There we are. He didn't even play. Oh no, I'm looking at Ryan Fire. Here, he did play, of course. 21 attempts, 10 completion, 1 interception. Again, yeah, like in the 20s, in the low 20s, his attempts. 10 completions. Again, an interception. Oh, that's the touchdown. Sorry. That's the touchdown. Sorry, Salou, I didn't want to gift you a touchdown that you didn't make. He didn't score a touchdown through the air. 124 yards passing. That's not a lot. So the game started. I have to start my streams. Okay, Frankfurt is up right now, 6-2, 6-0. And so the thing is about Cologne against Frankfurt that Frankfurt is like on the up and coming back, but they have like mixed. They have like mixed results right now, and Cologne is like struggling heavily. They had a really, really strong offense, but right now they're struggling mightily on defense, and so the offense is not really and their offense is not really helping them out either. So yeah. Okay, it's 6-0, so they missed the extra point or the 2-point conversion. I don't know about that, but yeah. And then the second game, I have to find the stream. Let's put it on. Where is it? Okay, so they're not streaming the second game. I think they should stream the second game, right? No? They're only streaming the one game? Um, can we find that out somehow? Schedule today? Week 7. I can't see it here. I mean, they have it on their Instagram. I have to check. Let me check this. So, Berlin Thunder should be streamed on Randy. But okay, yeah, I have to find it now. That's the only issue. So, live. All right. I don't need highlights. I don't need highlights. Why is that? Interesting. I can't find it. Week 7. Okay, here is the live stream. They have a nice page actually. I can show that real quick. There's a page that shows all the games, and you can directly look at the highlights. Ah, you can't see it. Just a second. Here we go. There we are, and there you can find the Leipzig live stream. Leipzig at Berlin Thunder at Leipzig Kings, and the Leipzig Kings are up 7-0. Nice. Good for them. Good for them. Because Berlin played really good the last few weeks, I guess. Okay. So, live stream is started. And we can go back to our research and talk about the games when it's like interesting. Okay, so we had here Sadio Cisse, week 5, 124 passing yards. And then we had him rushing for -8. Yikes. 6 rushing attempts for -8. Again, 6 rushing attempts for -8, and that's like, you don't want to see that. Minus 1.3 yards per carry. Ugh. Yeah, that's not a fantasy superstar. And no touchdowns as well. That's the Glenn Tunga game where Glenn Tunga had like 4 touchdowns. Run game, run game, run game. So, yeah, we have to check the fumbles. No. Oh yeah, 1-1. Fumbled one time, lost it. And we are calculating again. So we have 124 times 0.04. That's like 4.96. No touchdowns, -1 for the interception, -0.8 for the yards, for the rushing yards, -2 for the fumble lost. Yikes. 1.16. Yeah. That's not a quarterback you want to start. And then we have week 6 against, that should be more, that should be happier, I guess. Can close these tabs. And we go week 6 against the Istanbul Rams. No extra points, no 2-point conversions, nope. Here you see, actually, like the attempts and completions are super low as well, but now he has like 299 yards and 4 touchdowns. Then you see against like super weak defenses like the Istanbul Rams defense, that's like probably one of the worst units in the whole league. Even Salih Cisse is probably a decent start. Okay, 17 attempts at Istanbul we have here. At Istanbul, 17 attempts. 12 completions for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns. Correct. 12 for 17, 299 for and then we have like 3 rushing attempts for 13 yards. 13. Which makes 4.3 yards per carry, but no touchdowns. Fumbles. No fumbles lost. That's it. And then, yes, of course, you want to start Salih. I think you want to start any quarterback against the Istanbul Rams. You want to start every player against the Istanbul Rams. Every superstar player, because like the only issue is like with Glenn Tunga that he like is like benched at halftime because the backup comes in. Still, the upside is way too high. So we have 299 times 0.04 plus 16 for the touchdowns. It's like 4 points per touchdown, per passing touchdown. Oh, okay, now I messed it up. 299 times 0.04 plus 16 is already 27.96, and we have like 1.3 points for the rushing yards. And that's it. It's 31.26. And that's the season high for Salih Cisse. And I might dare to uh, say that probably this is his will be his best fantasy performance of the season. Um, yeah, the high upside comes with the opponent and the matchup. And in the European League of Football, there is one matchup that you can abuse and exploit, and that's the matchup against the Istanbul Rams. So, oh, I messed it up. It's 29.26. What happened here? Let's check it again. 299 times 0.04 plus 16 plus 1.3. Yeah, 29.26. Didn't even break the 30 points barrier for us. Nah. Salut, say. Okay. So let's now look. We have to look at. We have to do some more stuff because I don't think I have the wide receivers yet for. Oh yeah, I have. There he is. Sean Constant, Haiti. Oh boy, I think oh no, the game's still the same score. Okay, let's look at Sean or Jean. Do we call him Jean or Sean? Sean Constant. I'm not sure how to pronounce him. I have to learn it. But we are missing 3 weeks here as well. And as we already established, the Hamburg Sea Devils are not, I repeat, are not a pass heavy offense. So we don't see any touchdowns for the number one wide receiver for the Hamburg Sea Devils, but we will see some in week 6, I guess. So we open it again for week 4 at the Panthers. And then we do this again. There we have him. 5 yards for 5 receptions for 82 yards. And that's it. That was Ed Rotzlaff. Oh, I would love to have this automated. Five options. 5. Oh, wow. The Cologne Centurions just scored. They are on the board now, or a couple of minutes ago, I guess. And they're leading, actually. Leading Frankfurt in Frankfurt 7-6 right now. I didn't see who scored the touchdown. Who scored the touchdown? Yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. The live stats are not that great as well right now for the European League of Football, so you don't really see have overlays and stuff like that with information. Like the nice ones with the illustration of the player that the NFL has, because they're really fast and really know at the time, okay, that is this player, whatever. They have to scan the whole field and like chips in every shoulder pad, I guess. So we don't have that yet for the European League of Football. Okay, we have this one, and there are no rushing attempts, and we had no fumbles as well for Jean or Sean Constant. And we just have to figure out how many yards per catch. These are my mathematician mathematics skills are not that great. So 16.4. I mean, that's a good stat. I like a receiver that has like 16.4 yards per catch. That seems like good. Issue here is we have no touchdowns yet till week 4. Okay, so now we have here 8.2 points for the yards, and then we have 5 receptions, which we just cut in half, and that's half PPR. If it's full PPR, it's like 5 points, and if it's half PPR, it's 2.5 points. And so it's 8.2 plus it's 8.2 plus 2.5, and that is 10.7. Not 4, 7. Yes. So you see, steadily he climbs. I guess there is okay, there's an issue with the first points. There are 2 points missing. My brain doesn't work, I guess. 2.8 plus 3.5. That is correct. Here we are correct as well. Yeah. To check that you don't miss the reception points. Still, steady rise. 6.1, 6.3, 9.3, 10.7. And now the question is, we have the receptions. Yeah, I mean, they're going up and then they're going down again. Question is here, what is the target share for Mr. Constant? And we don't know that. We actually don't know that. It's a little bit of an issue. Or is it an issue? I don't know, but yeah, we could read more into his fantasy viability if we had more stats. So thank you, European League of Football, if you are providing us more stats. I would love that. Good. Next game was game 4. Week 5. Week 5 was against the Rhine Fire. We already had that one. Maybe I shouldn't close them, but it's like I don't want to get too much confusion in here. So we want to go down and go to the right, because here we have the leading receiver again. 5 receptions, 44 yards, still no touchdowns. Yikes. Yes, that's against Rhine. And 5 receptions, and what was the yards again? 44. Yeah. These are 8.8 yards per catch. I mean, okay. So 2.2 points, 4.4 points for the yards, and 2.5, 4.4 plus 2.5 is 6.9. Sorry, I got distracted again. What are the games playing? Leipzig is up 9-0. So Berlin is getting dominated on the defensive end, and Leipzig already scored twice. So 4.4 plus 2.5 we had here is 6.9. A nice meme. So we have to drop to the floor again. Like he had like 2 more relevant showings. Oh boy, someone got hammered on the sideline at the Cologne-Frankfurt game. Oh, that's the camera guy. Oh, yikes. Into the legs of the camera guy. I hope he didn't get hurt. Okay, so week 6 against Istanbul, then we have some positive information about some positive fantasy stats for Mr. Constant. There we have him. Look at this. His catches didn't go up. He has like 6 catches, but he has 199 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you have like L. Jordan II for 4 receptions for 92 touchdowns. Not 92 touchdowns, 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Martin Cerezo for a touchdown as well. And Mr. Mao, probably Benjamin or something like that, for 1 touchdown. So this is a fluke. This is a classic fantasy fluke. You don't need to. We don't need to pay attention here. Oh boy, I think his knee is done. Camera guy. Okay, let's do this. 6 receptions, 199 yards, 3 touchdowns. 6 receptions, 199, 3 touchdowns. Any rushing attempts? Nope. Which is a good sign. You don't want your receivers rushing. If you have, I mean, it just means you have a solid running back core. It's like 33.17 yards per catch. That's a nice stat. That's pretty crazy, I guess. Okay, let's do this. 6 receptions equals 3 points. I mean, we start with 199. 199. Times 0.04 is 7.96 plus I mean, no, he's not a quarterback. What I'm talking about, he is a freaking wide receiver. So he has like 199 yards, almost had 20 yards. These are 200 yards. These are 19.9 points for the yards. This is actually really crazy. Then he gets 3 points for the receptions. And then he gets 18 points for the touchdowns. It's 40.9 points. Holy fuck. That's pretty sick. That's actually pretty sick. And then they had like 3 other receivers with touchdowns. So the backup did a good job as well, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. Yeah, the backup threw for 3. That's interesting. 3 fucking touchdowns. And who threw for the last one? Oh, that's it's adding up. 5, 6, 7. My bad. Not bad. Not bad. Hamburg really, really strong. Really, really strong. Okay. I don't think we want to look at the Istanbul Rams since Jared Stegman is like not really interesting and the receivers are not really interesting. The one thing maybe we can look at right now, but I won't. I don't have a template yet for Mr. Chokadar or Chokadar or Kokadar. I'm not sure about that, but it seems like that he is like the primary running back. I mean, at least he was in this game. I guess the last games there are always other. They were varying their starting players a lot. Let's have a look at week 5, week 4. Oh no, it's the same guy again. So there is a main running back for the Istanbul Rams. Maybe that's a nice sleeper. There has to be some game against like I don't know Stuttgart or I don't know. Yeah, my lord, 3 rushing attempts and still leading Russia. God is gracious. You see, that's like, yeah, you can't win um, football games like that. That's not possible. So, oh, okay, Berlin scored 7-9. Now they cut the lead short, 2 points. 2 point lead still for Leipzig, and we have second quarter. We're also on the start of the second quarter for Frankfurt and Cologne, and Frankfurt is has the ball. Let's look at the next week 6 matchup. What do we have in week 6? So we looked at these guys. I looked at these guys. Next one is Frankfurt and Stuttgart. Fitting because Frankfurt is playing. Oh wow, Jacob Sullivan just had a nice run through the middle. Hey, yeah, he almost scored, huh? That was close. They just have to punch it in. Quarterback sneak, maybe? Oh, they tried a trick play. I think they handed it to the fullback or something like that. Didn't work. Yeah, they tried to sneak it. They tried to sneak it underneath, and the defense just got rid of it. I mean, they will score, I guess. They have like 3 plays left and probably should just play the fourth one as well in this position. Okay, let's go with Frankfurt and Stuttgart. It's going to be interesting. There we have it. Touchdown Galaxy. I have no idea who that was. This was Hunter. So we have here, what do we have here? This is Frankfurt Galaxy versus Stuttgart Surge last week, and what was the final score? 26-20. Actually, decently close. It was an overtime game. Overtime for Stuttgart. Good for Stuttgart. I like it. They picked up the the Rams quarterback, the former Rams quarterback, like Conwell, right? This guy. We have to no. Oh, it's like a wide receiver running back, right? He's something. Ah, there he is. Jalen Conwell, young guy. I see. I have him here as a wide receiver running back, and he's now the running back for the Stuttgart Search, the main running back. We have to take a look at him as well, and we have to recolor his sheet. He is now for at the search guys. We don't have any search receivers. Yikes. So I think we just copy paste him. Come on, Jalen. Let's join the search backfield. Oh, we already did. Oh, we already did. Look at this. Look at this. I already added the points as well. Because I was intrigued, I guess. Let's start with Jalen Conwell then. We had a really good fantasy game for Jalen Conwell. So week 6 against Frankfurt, 32 rushing attempts. That's a freaking lot. 98 yards, that's not a lot. It's still decent. 3.1 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Added 1 reception for 39 yards. Very good. All in all, 20.2 fantasy points. Sweet. Jalen Conwell. Ladies and gentlemen, this one is one to watch, I guess. The Surge had issues with the running back core. They had Chris Wombo. I think they released him. They played with Brian Yankson, who is like a super inefficient guy, young guy, small guy, and sadly not efficient. You see it here. First 3 games, and yeah. And then they had their own German youngster, Janis Hackenberg, and he was like doing nothing as well. So Jalen Conwell now. And they have another running back, Mr. Van Dieven, but that's not running back. That's the new quarterback. We have to create a card then for the new quarterback. And they have like, you look at this, and that's why I don't have any mock-ups yet for the wide receiver for the Stuttgart Search, because it's like a mess. And it now they switched the quarterback mid-season, and Mr. Van Dieven is, yeah, he has rushing upside, but you see it like here, 4 interceptions. Still, threw for 218 yards in his 12 completions. So actually, that's not a bad rate, I guess. So he can throw it deep, and he has the rushing upside. But I think we just we stick to Frankfurt right now. We have Fischbach, Mr. Fischbach. Do we have Mr. Fischbach? I think we have him, right? There he is. Thomas Fischbach. Didn't play week 1. And then had 1 decent performance with 80 yards against Cologne. And now at Stuttgart, he had a decent showing as well. Because the quarterback, the lead running back, Jonathan Adams, he got hurt. So Thomas Fischbach apparently is the main rushing guy, the main running back. You see, the second one is the quarterback, and then they have this Hunter dude that just scored the touchdown against Cologne, actually. And the rushing game for Cologne, that was like not good. They lost yards. Oh, yikes. 3rd and 2, and they rushed through the middle, and it went nowhere. I mean, I think the quarterback has to call timeout there if he sees that the box is stacked, or has to call it some kind of audible because there was no hole there in the middle, and they had their own. Okay, back to research purposes. Um, Fischbach had 16 rushing attempts for 95 yards. Sadly, no touchdown. That's an issue. 16 rushing attempts, 95. We had 90. Oh, that's a wrong one. I hate it. So here we are. 95. 16 for 95. And did he catch passes? He caught one pass for 8 yards. I mean, could be worse. It's easy to do the yards per catch here. We had the yards per carry as well. There was 5.9, which is actually not a bad score. I think Frankfurt is a good team, so we have to keep in mind that there is Thomas Fischbach. Okay, 9.5 points just for the yards, plus 0.5 for the reception, plus 0.8 for the receiving yards, is 10.8. That's his best. That's his best fantasy score. Yeah, issue is he didn't score a touchdown yet. I mean, this is promising, right? This is promising. Thunder against Leipzig. Nothing happening there. And Frankfurt is still pressuring, huh? Okay. Back to research. Back to research. We have Jacob Sullivan as an important part of this offense. Quarterbacks. Oh boy, Jacob Sullivan. I didn't update Jacob for the longest time. So he didn't play against Vienna. And now we have to go back in time. 3, 4, 5 Frankfurt games. Did he play week 3 against the Panthers? We will find out pretty soon. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did. 17 completions, 26 attempts. Where are we? There we are. 17 completions. Six attempts. And that's week 4 against oh my. 2, 6, 17 completions at Wroclaw, correct? No, not at. At home against the Panthers for 193 yards. 193. Jesus. 193. And then there is 4 touchdowns. Boom. So this Jacob Sullivan guy is a really, really dangerous one. And did he just score? No, but he completed a pass. Okay. 4 touchdowns, and he went for, oh wow, he had a rushing touchdown as well. Jeez, that was a good one. 2 rushing attempts for 15 yards and a touchdown. 2 for 15. It's like 7.5 and a touchdown. No interceptions. Fumbles? Nope. No fumbles. Not bad. Not half bad, I guess. So let's get the calculator out again. We have 193. Oh, there's a touchdown Galaxy. Yeah, Cologne will have to pass a lot. The Horn guy, JC Horn or whatever he's called. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have the Galaxy wide receivers yet. 193 times 0.04 is 7.72 plus 16 for the touchdowns is 23.72 plus 1.5 for the rushing yards plus 6 for the rushing touchdown is 31.22 points. And it looks like a good game again for Jacob Sullivan. That was a nice contested catch. Oh, he just abused the matchup, I guess. The receiver couldn't turn in time. Yeah, it was just single coverage routes to the pylon route. Reese Horn is the wide receiver for the Frankfurt Galaxy. Probably one of the leading wide receivers, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, that's week 4 in the books. Let's go for week. That was week 3. Let's go for week 4. Week 4 we had Jacob Sullivan again with 3 touchdowns. Yay. And rushing attempts as well. Yeah, the receiver core is as well. It's so diverse. The Frankfurt Galaxy, they have so many receivers that can score. They're doing a good job. So they don't have any focal points, I guess. For fantasy purposes, it's a little bit iffy, I guess. All right. So we have Jacob Sullivan here again. 23 attempts, 16 completions. 23, 16. Against Cologne, at Cologne. At Cologne. 220 yards. Wow. It's getting more and more. 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 4 rushing attempts for 29 yards. Which results in 7.2 yards per carry, which is nice as well. No touchdowns and fumble check. Nope, no fumbles. Very good, Jacob. No fumbles. No touchdowns on the ground, but still, calculator out. 220 times 0.04 is 8.8. I mean, I think there is an option to have like formulas in Figma, right? We have to check. I have to check. Yeah, 220 times 0.04 is 8.8 plus 12 points for the 3 touchdowns plus 2.9 points for the rushing yards results in 23.7 fantasy points. Yeah, nice. And then we have game week 5 against the Raiders. They lost this one, right? The Raiders are like winning. Yeah, 23 points for the Raiders, 17 for Frankfurt. And oh wow, there we had Sullivan as the leading rusher. That's not a good point. So the Raiders have just were able to stop the run game completely. And still, Sullivan scored 2 touchdowns through the air. Okay, 37 attempts passing. That's a lot. At Tyrol, 37. That's like week 1 stats. 19 completions. 1 interception for 189. Oh, another touchdown. 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, right? Yep. That's correct. And then he rushed 6 times for 33. 6 rushing attempts, 33 yards. 5.5 yards per carry, which isn't half bad. And did he fumble the football? Nope, he did not. He does do a very good job in after week 1. Like, he fumbled 1 time, didn't even lose the football, but after that, the next 3 games, he did a very good job. He did a very good job and had a very good time, like, with ball security. Also the interceptions, like he had 2 interceptions week 1 and then came back and had like 2 games without an interception, without fumbles, and against one of the probably title contenders, the Raiders, he had like 1 interception. I mean, this is really a killer group. The Central Division, or whatever it's called, like with the Vikings and the Raiders and the Galaxy, these are like three title contenders. Absolutely, three playoff teams. If you look at it, it's really crazy. Yeah, we have to get our calculators out. 189 times 0.04 plus 8 minus 1 plus 3.3 is 17.86, which is not great, but we take it. And then we are in the future. No, not really the future, but we are. Oh. Oh, that was a flag. We just had a snap, completely missed for the Cologne Centurions. Just botched the snap. Berlin Thunder are leading now for the Leipzig Kings. They scored another touchdown. It seems like they are 14-9 up. And Frankfurt is leading against Cologne like 20-7. So, I mean, this is not over, but it's looking pretty grim. I think Cologne has issues. Maybe it's like team chemistry wise, because they just dropped that much in the last games. They're like doing nothing on offense. That's super crazy that they actually are not able to do anything on offense. Yeah, they are 13 points down. I mean, it looks big, right? Like 20-7. It looks like wow. They are like double digits and they are already at 20, but in the end it's just 13 points. So it's like two scores and two scores and you're up again. So I don't think that Frankfurt can chill in half two, but still Cologne has to push back a little bit. So Jacob Sullivan against the Surge is was like did not have his best day, right? 26 attempts, only 11 completions. It was at Surge, right? At had like three away games in a row. So they had 11 completions, 26 attempts, two touchdowns, one interception. Yards, exactly 200. Oh, what a nice number. What a nice number. Two touchdowns, one interception is correct. And he rushed 5 times for 24 and a touchdown. Oh, great. So there's a touchdown on the ground. 4.8. And is there a fumble? Mr. Sullivan, ooh, he had a fumble. But they didn't lose it. Still, minus points. So we have 200 times 0.04 plus 8 minus 1 plus 2.4 for the rushing yards plus 6 for the rushing touchdown minus 1 for the fumble is a result of 22.4 fantasy points. Okay, Jacob, okay. Do we have any wide receivers for the Frankfurt Galaxy? We have our stat site. Where is our stat site? There we are. Team page. And then we want to know wide receivers. Oh, there are the wide receivers. We want to know who has the most receptions. Oh boy. Yeah. I think this one is the best. The most interesting one is Reese Horn. Because you see this stat here? 29 receiving yards per game. He played 2 games. Only 2 games. and has 8 receptions for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. All the other guys, this is like, yeah, can go for the yards. Mr. Straman played 6 games and has 248 yards. And Reese Horn has played 2 games and has 184. So if there is a fantasy relevant player, then it's Reese Horn. So maybe we just create Reese Horn right now, right? That could be a good thing. Let's copy Malik Stanley. And go with Reese Horn. And he played only 2 games. So we don't need to add a lot of stats. We don't need to add a lot of stats. Oh no, that was the issue. That was not correct. Reese Horn. A clean slate. We are creating a clean slate here for Reese Horn. I mean, was he picked up later on, or was he hurt? We will just Google that right now. I will Google that here. Reese Horn, signed by the oh, he's an older guy as well. Yeah. So he played in the NFL, right? Wow. He played in the NFL for the Bengals and the Dolphins and the Titans. And XFL. He played XFL as well. So he's a guy. So this is not Reese Horn. We need to find Reese Horn on the official page. Frankfurt Galaxy. Let's have a look. Do we have a picture yet for Reese Horn? Please. Oh no. Oh no, we don't have a picture. Oh no. I mean, at least we have. We can't just. I think we will find something. Reese Horn. Images. Do we have something that we can use? That's the question. Usage rights. Creative Commons, please. Oh no. That's not Reese Horn. Oh boy. Sure. Oh, he played for the Vikings as well. Oh. So really, that's interesting. That's super interesting. I didn't know that. Unbelievable. Yep. I mean, yes. Why not? That's a nice image. We use this. Oh, we can't use this, right? signed after week 4. I don't have an image for Reese Horn. Or is there nothing? It seems like the European League of Football doesn't have images as well. So we don't give a shit. We just remove the image here, and then we need this for. I mean, I know it's like a weird way to do it, but it's the best way to do it. Sadly. Sadly, it's the best way to do it. Team logo. And then we get the colors right, get the team right, and we need the stripes, getting the stripes in the right color as well. There has to be an easier way to do this, but I am not a professional designer, so okay. So we have Reese Horn, he's number 17, and there is nothing else. Like, we only have the number for now. Age 29, I guess. But, oh, okay. Nothing about height and weight. Okay. But we know he started week 5 and week 6. So against the Raiders. Okay, so he played 2 games. And this one was week 5 against Tirol. 4 receptions. Oh, Cologne. Finally a score. Is this the backup quarterback? Oh no. Did they lose the starting quarterback? That's not good. That's not good. They scored 14-20. Or was this the kicker that just kicked the goal? Oh, Berlin Thunder is like leading 29-9 on halftime. Wow. Crazy. Oh my lord. Oh, 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 okay. I almost thought that one of the Frankfurt guys is like returning this one, but no. So Reese Horn, 4 receptions. Focus, Jonathan, focus. 4 receptions for 68 yards, and touchdown. These are quick maths. 68 divided by 4 is 17 yards per catch. And a touchdown. No rushing attempts and no fumbles lost. Am I correct with that? No rushing attempts, no fumbles lost. That means we have 2 points for the receptions, plus 6.8 for the yards, plus 6 for the touchdown is like 14.8. which is a really solid score for 4 receptions. And then we had him exploding against Stuttgart. Again, only 4 receptions. At Stuttgart. ...116 yards. Ooh, that's wrong. 116 yards. Which results in 29 yards per catch. These are monster numbers. And another touchdown. And no rushing attempts and no fumbles. No. That means 2 points for the receptions, 11.6 for the yards, and 6 for the touchdown is resulting in 19.6. We have 19.6, and that's with like a low amount of receptions, only 4 each game. So if he cranks it up, Reese Horn, ladies and gentlemen. So Frankfurt, Cologne is having the ball again. What the hell is happening? Did he? Oh my lord, he almost caught that one. Oh boy. He almost had that one. I think Cologne is like smelling that they could play. Oh boy, he almost had it. Yeah, that was no pass interference. It maybe would have been offensive pass interference if you call it really harsh. Oh, they can just take the lead before halftime. Not bad. Then we need Reese Horn to do a lot more. Oh no, Weinreich is playing, so the starting quarterback for Cologne is playing. Okay, so switch to Stuttgart. We have to add another one for Van Lieven. Stuttgart quarterback switch. Randy Schroeder is not playing anymore, so we don't update his stats. We don't care. Check. We don't care. So we go for Stuttgart and we go for the roster. Dante Van Deven. Of course, no image. Why would there be an image? Jesus. We have like some kind of image. There we are. There we go. We just use you. We use this image. Tricky. We have to Photoshop his arm off. I mean, that's a bad image, right? And then we try this. Remove background. It looks like shit. I can't do that. Sorry, Dante. I can't do that. Is there no image from... Is there no image? Maybe here. I don't want to steal images. That's the issue. Nah. It's like 2017 images, right? Oh, that's a nice one. Can't just use it, that's the issue. We can't just use it because of Creative Commons issues. Okay, Dante, we don't have the point. Don't have an image for you yet, but that's okay. We can live with that. We don't need to know how you look to judge your fantasy football viability. Number 9187. Search number 9. 97 kilos and 25 years old. And he is from the US. Signed after week 4. Clean slate for Dante van Deven. Match schedule week 5, and we don't want Frankfurt, we want Stuttgart. Stuttgart search against the Kings. That's the only positive thing about the. Oh, look at this. There we have. There we have the 2-point conversions tries. But it's one of them failed and one of them was intercepted. So they don't matter. The only good thing about the switching around of players in the European League of Football, which is like really annoying for stats and stuff like that, because like you never know, right? Is that for me right now I don't have to I don't have to use stats. I don't have to use stats. I don't have to dig in the stats for players like Randy Schroeder that are not in the league anymore. It's not really interesting, right? You don't care about it. You can dig it up, I guess, if next year Randy Schroeder is a starting quarterback somewhere, but it's not really. It doesn't really matter for this season or anything else. And the probability that he will have a starting quarterback spot is like pretty slim, right? Because he didn't succeed in the first weeks. Okay, let's go with the Leipzig Kings. And we have Van Dieven. The Leipzig Kings, which was week 5, I guess. He had 42 attempts, so they just let him rip the ball. 42 attempts for 23 completions. Opponent was Leipzig, at Leipzig, correct. 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. That should be the other way around, but 393 yards through the air. Holy. So the Centurions didn't manage to do anything. It's halftime everywhere. Did we have rushing attempts? Yes, and he's the leading rusher. Who would have guessed like the weird rushing backfield for the search is like, yeah, it's a mess. So Van Dieven had like 9 rushing attempts for 54 yards and a touchdown. That's not bad. And that means 6 yards per carry, which is totally fine. Did he fumble the ball? No, he did not. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions, which suck, but I guess. There is an issue. I would love to have some kind of images for the new players, but they don't. They can't do this. I mean, just have a freaking media team. Oh, and let them update the website. Oh my lord, can't be that hard, right? Okay. So calculate out 393 times 0.04 is 15.72 only for passing yards. So the passing volume absolutely matters, right? It absolutely matters. Like almost 300 passing yards. That's crazy. Plus 4 for the passing touchdown, minus 2 for the interceptions, plus 5.4 for the rushing yards, plus 1, no, plus 6 for the rushing touchdown. This is 29.12 fantasy points in his first game. This is quite intriguing. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions. And they still did let him air it out like crazy. Slick. Dante van Dieven, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, and then they played against Frankfurt. So in week 6 against Frankfurt, he had 29 attempts. It was a little bit worse. At home against Frankfurt, he had 29 attempts through the air. Only completed 12 of them for 218 yards. No touchdowns. But 4 interceptions, which is like 1 negative touchdown. Yikes. And then he had 13 rushing attempts for 73 yards. Holy freak. And a touchdown. That's actually pretty crazy, like 5.6 yards per carry. But there have to be a lot of designed plays, right? I mean, they run Conwell into the ground with 32 rushing attempts for a running back. That's a lot. And then they have Van Dieven, the starting quarterback, also adding 13 rushing attempts, which is like decent running back numbers. Running back 2 numbers, I guess. 13 rushing attempts for a quarterback if the leading rusher is already going for 32 rushing attempts. That's a lot. Probably the thing is that the Galaxy defense probably just was able to totally shut down the passing game, huh? And so Van Dieven had no other choice just to run, and he can run, and I like that. So this one is yeah, a nice maybe a nice cheap option at quarterback. Let's go with the calculator. 218 218 times 0.04 minus 4 because interceptions plus 7.3 for the rushing yards plus 6 for the rushing touchdown. He still finished with 18.0.2 points. That's really, really, really good for a 4 interception day and only 218 yards with no touchdowns. He still finished with 18.02, and that's what rushing floor means. Rushing floor. That's like 9 rushing attempts last week, week 5, 2 weeks ago, and last week 13 rushing attempts and 2 rushing touchdowns. They are worth more points than passing touchdowns. So, Dante Van Dieven, this guy. So, anything else that we need from the Surge? I don't think we need anything from the Surge. We had Conwell, and we can now take a quick look at the stats page and the search. And we want to know how the wide receivers are doing. And there is one wide receiver that's Mr. Reedinger. And he seems to be the number 1 receiver, but he has like 3 receptions more than Steigerwald. And he didn't score a touchdown. Oh boy. Steigerwald is scoring the touchdowns. So Steigerwald seems to be like mid-range slot receiver. He has like an average depth of target, or that's probably not the right stat, but the average length of reception is like 11.74. And for Reedinger, it's like a little bit deeper. But if for as a red zone target, it's Steigerwald. But still, it's 3 touchdowns, right? Do we have any surge in our receiver room? No, not yet. No surge here. Should we add Steigerwald? Is the question now. I mean, we could add Steigerwald, but it's like a lot of work, right? I mean, he had 3 receptions last week against Frankfurt. Leipzig and Berlin is at it again. Frankfurt and Cologne still in halftime. Leipzig is. They are not showing the score. I don't think there was a score happening. Okay. I mean, we could wait a bit with the receivers on the search side because we have Van Dieven as a new quarterback, and we don't know yet what his favorite target will be. Maybe we like just look at it now. We have Steigerwald 3 times. And here again, Steigerwald 6 times, but 6 for Barnes, 6 for Bomber, 2 for Reedinger. I mean, look at this target distribution. There is no clear cut number 1, right? But let's go with Steigerwald, I guess. Steigerwald. Let's find us our Steigerwald. We need all of the stats for the surge. And we need the search page. That's the first thing we need, is players for the surge. Paul Steigerwald. We have an image. Nice. Look how big it is. Cut you down. Don't need that much image of you. Oh. Cut you down. Go smaller. Remove background. There we have him. Paul Steigerwald. Looks like a nice guy. Number 18. Big guy. 198. That's why he is... that's why they like him so much. Where we have him. There is Paul. Paul 198. And he is sturdy as well. Almost 100 kilos. And he is from Germany, I guess. It doesn't even say here, but his name is Paul Steigerwald, so probably he's from Germany. And he plays for the Reasearch, of course. Wide receiver. So we only need the design. And the name. No, Paul, your name is missing. You're not Reese Horn. You're Paul Steigerwald. Okay, so let's go. We need the team logo. Team logo is here. And switch out for the other team logo. Rectangle color. Stripes. Stripes. All right. So bye-bye, Jalen Conwell. We don't need you here anymore. Yeah, we copied it. All right. So we have to get rid of all this stuff again. And let's have a look at most reliable receiver for the search. We don't actually know his age. Intriguing. He's not 29. He looks younger. Okay. Let's go with the schedule here. And we go with the first game against Barcelona Dragons. And there we have Steigerwald, 3 receptions for 42 yards. So it was at home against Barcelona. We had 4 receptions for 42, which means these are 10.5 yards per catch. Yeah, no rushing work and no fumble and nothing else. Okay, we'll make the score in the end. So this week 1 against Barcelona. We can go for that. We can go with Wroclaw in the second week. Third one was at Vienna. Fourth was at home against Tirol. Fifth at Leipzig. And the last one was Frankfurt at home. They will have a lot of away games. Stuttgart would played 4 of 6 games at home. Oh, Leipzig scored. That was a touchdown, huh? Touchdown and missed extra point or something like that. 21-15 now, and Cologne is like backed up at their own end zone. Just had a 5-yard gain to be on their own 7-yard line, and want to get out of trouble here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! They just botched the snap. Oh, there is miscommunication issues. Okay, let's go with Steigerwald. Steigerwald week 2 against the Wroclaw Panthers. And that's something we can't yet look up at the freaking website, but maybe soon. And there is Steigerwald with 4 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown. 4 receptions, 47 yards, and a touchdown, which results in 11.75 yards per catch. So Cologne has the punt. Anything else here, Steigerwald, Mr. Steigerwald? Doesn't look like were any fumbles or something, so we go to the next game. The next game is at the Vikings. Junk. There we are. 5 receptions for 57 yards and a touchdown. So he is catching the touchdowns. He's a nice red zone target. 11.4. And let's quickly check if we have any 2-point conversions. No. Do we have any fumbles? Not from the Steigerwald guy. So week 3 in the books. Raiders Tirol. Steigerwald 2 receptions for 8 yards. Yikes. I guess they knew who to cover. It's 4 yards per catch. And that's it. Rushing, no. Fumble, no. 2-point conversions, no. Okay. I mean, that's the downside. For Steigerwald, I guess. Let's go to Leipzig. Leipzig, he had Um, 6 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Which results in 11.17. You see, that screams like possession receiver, right? He's just tuning onto the first down marker. So like 10 yards, 10 yard shallow routes, stuff like that. And red zone target. That's the one that saves Steigerwald, I guess. It's he has okayish receptions, and he has the touchdowns. So last one. I mean, we have to check. Check. No fumbles. Okay. And then we had Frankfurt. Game at Frankfurt. Really quick. Game at Frankfurt really quick. Three catches for 49 yards. Steady as they come, right? 49 divided by 3 is 16.3. Actually, target depth got up. That's weird. But okay. Or at least his catches went up. Here, Steigerwald. Steigerwald in his prime. Okay, let's have a little calculations. We have 2 points for the receptions in week 1 plus 4.2 is 6.2. We have for the second week we have 2 plus 4.7 plus 6 is 12.7. 12.7. Yeah, he's not a fantasy superstar, but he has the catches, he has the touchdowns. 2.5 plus 5.7 plus 6, 14.2. And then we have, yikes, 1 point plus 0.8. Ugh. That's like the low point of the season for Steigerwald was like week 4. 3 plus 6.7 plus 6 is 15.7, and 1.5 plus 4.9 is 6.4 in week 6. Yeah, I mean, if that's the number 1 receiver on his team, it's like maybe a solid, half solid option. You want to play possessional receivers with touchdown upside for the floor. The issue is his floor without the touchdowns is not very high because he doesn't have that many receptions. If he had like 6 or 7 each game at least, but he has like 4 or 5-ish. What is how many receptions per game does he have? It's like 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3. These are 24 receptions in the first 6 weeks. So divided by 6, it's like 4 receptions per game. Yeah, that's not a lot. If it goes up a little bit higher in like 6 to 7 range, then it's not that bad that his yards are not here because he has the touchdown upside and he has the receptions to account for. But yeah, Um, let's look at the live games. I mean, they scored a field goal, I guess, right? Quinton Pounds, another reception. Or was it incomplete? Oh, wow, Leipzig Kings are in front again. 21-22, that's going to be a thriller. Was it a defensive touchdown? Quite looked like a big guy. Okay, I need to get some water. And then we go further with... Oh my lord, what is the next matchup? We have to look at Cologne and Rhine Fire. These are both interesting. Definitely. Cologne is playing right now, and they had really down games. Oh, yikes. Weinreich only throwing for 96 yards against Rhine Fire. That sucks. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh no. Interception by Ben Elgali, it appears. So the offensive woes of the Centurions are continuing. Still a close game, 2-score game, but oh, they're starting to run. I'm not sure if that's a good idea to establish the run. I mean, you want to probably get rid of some time management. Get rid of not get rid of the time management. Get rid of some clock and establish some time management. Okay, so where do we start? Do we start with Cologne? Because I think what is the running back situation at Cologne? Is it like just utterly dreadful? Yeah, it is, right? I mean, it's like split backfield, Dean Tanvani and Alberto Frisch. Who is the, what is his name? We have to check this. Let's have a look. Oh, that's fancy. So it's Alexander Frisch. He's quarterback. Wait, what? Oh, he played. Oh, Weinreich was hurt in this game. Yeah. That's the issue. That's why he had that low amount of yards, and he like had some scrambles, I guess. So we have Dean Tanvani. Like, is he really fantasy relevant? He has like eight rushing attempts. Let's have a look at the overall stats. Come on. Teams. Um, Centurions. Offense, running backs. Yeah, it's dreadful. Oh my lord. Here, I mean, that's not correct, right? It's like he's not a running back. Alexander Frisch is not a running back. So they had Trey King, right? And they got rid of Trey King. And then they got Dean Tanvani. And he has like 43 rushing yards per game. So there is no fantasy relevance. He has one touchdown. So we're skipping the running backs for the Cologne Centurions until there is a breakout game, but this is not it. So we can go straight to quarterback to Jan Weinreich. We have to do 4, 5, and 6. Week 4, 5, and 6. Okay. We can do that. So 4, 5, 6 for the Centurions. Check, check. Against Frankfurt in week 4. We had Weinreich for 25 attempts and 13 completions. Is it at Frankfurt? No. At home against Frankfurt. 25 attempts, 17 completions, or completely wrong probably. Again, no, 25 attempts, 13 completions. I almost gifted him more. One touchdown for 178 yards. I mean, do you see the numbers early on? Against Istanbul, against Tirol, and against Barcelona. Do you see these numbers? Do you see these fantasy point numbers? Yep, they will go down. They will go down a lot. I don't know what happened. If it's the Frankfurt game that broke something, if it's the offensive line that has a lot of if there are a lot of injuries and stuff, I am really not sure. Thunderback on top, 27-22. That's a real one. That's a real game. Um, yeah. Okay. How many touchdowns did he have? One touchdown, but no interceptions. That's good. He also always had like issues with turnovers, and they are like 4th and 10 again right now against Frankfurt. Yeah, the offense is not clicking. They can't establish a run game, and so probably their passing game is too one-dimensional, and the opponents just figured them out because like the first 3 games he like look at these points. I mean, I have to do this right. Do you see that? Yeah, no, you can see it properly. He has unbelievable numbers, like touchdown numbers and yardage numbers. And he added rushing touchdowns as well. So no interceptions, rushing, 2 rushing attempts for 9 yards. which is good for him because you see this negative yards per carry every game. Touchdown rushing? Nope. Um, did he lose a fumble? No. Good for him. Second game number 5 was against game week 5 was against Berlin. At home against Berlin. There we go. Berlin. 49 attempts, 23 passes completed for 245. And that's actually, for that many completions, that's not a high number. And just 1 touchdown. And did he rush the ball? 2 times for 3 yards. Ugh. Still, again, no interceptions. So did they just adjust the game plan? Or told him that he can't make the unbelievable dangerous throws anymore? Almost looks like that, right? Oh, Jacob Sullivan is almost gone, but that hit was nasty. He just ankle tackled him, and Sullivan took dive into the ground. He thought he was gone, but he caught him at the ankles. Oh, it wasn't that bad, actually. Okay, so 1.5 yards per carry. Did he score on the ground? No. Did he fumble the ball? No. Were there any 2-point conversions? No. All right, and then week 6 we have the stat sheet against Ryan Fire. And Ryan Fire they lost again, I think. And there he was like hurt and didn't play. 20 at Ryan it was at Ryan. There were 21 attempts. 10 completions, 1 interceptions, and 96 yards. And he rushed for minus 9 yards. One attempt for -9. Yeah, these are -9 per carry. And 0 touchdowns. They did fumble again as well. 1 fumble lost. First fumble lost of the season for him. 2-point conversions, no. So that's it. That's it right now. Calculate the time. We're going for it. 178 times 0.04 plus 4 plus 0.9 are 12.02 fantasy points. So they're taking a dive. You see it here. Really solid upswing numbers against great teams. Cologne played against really good teams. Tirol and Barcelona, and Jan Weinreich played great. And then they played against Frankfurt, which is a good team as well, Berlin, which is a good team as well, and Rhein Fire, which is a good team as well. So I think it's a little bit a strength of schedule as well. Maybe the guys are tired. Maybe some of them are hurt. I'm not the injury reports are there, but I'm not up to date on all of them. So let's have a look what he did against Berlin. 0.04 plus 4 for the touchdown plus 0.3 for the rushing yards is 14.1. Oh, hurt player for the Frankfurt Galaxy. That's not good to see, of course. Um, yeah. Okay. What did Jan Weinreich do against Ryan Fire? He had 96 yards times 0.04, -1 for the interception, -0.9 for the minus yards, and -2 for the fumble lost, which results in -0.06 fantasy points. He even cost you fantasy points last game against Ryan Fire, and now they have to score twice. Ooh, that's a flag. That's a free play. Free play. Yeah. Good thinking. Free play. Easy flag. I mean, yeah. You see Van Weinreich, and then we absolutely, absolutely immediately switch to the number one receiver for the Cologne Centurions. One of the number one receivers, top three receiver in the whole league for the first few games, Quinton Pounds. And he was like crazy strong. Look at this 48.8 fantasy points against Barcelona. Barcelona at Barcelona. It's not a bad defense. It's not a bad defense. And yet 48.8 points. That's so crazy. That's really crazy. Look at this. I mean, you saw it when I showed you Jan Weinreich, and he had like a passing touchdown as well here in week 2. He added a passing touchdown. Oh boy. Okay, so we need 5, 4, 5, 6 as well for Quinton Pounds. Go back again to the Frankfurt Galaxy match. There we have it. Quinton Pounds. Even though Jan Weinreich didn't play particularly well, Quinton Pounds still had a good game. He had 8 receptions. I mean, you see it here. For number one receivers, what kind of receptions numbers they have, right? 7 is the minimum right now. For 142 yards. Big play receiver. And a touchdown. Look at the touchdown numbers. 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's crazy. Crazy numbers. Which these 142 divided by 8 are 17.75 yards per catch, which is a good number. Did he rush the football? Yes, he did. One time for 0 gain, which doesn't mean shit for us. But we still add the number here. And he fumbled the ball. That's an issue. Still. Like 14.2 points for the yards alone, plus 6 for the touchdown, plus 4 for the receptions, and then -2 for the fumble lost. It's still 22.2 Fantasy points. Yep, that's a wide receiver one. That's a wide receiver one. Next game, week 5 against Berlin. 11 receptions. 11 receptions. It's like 5.5 points. 11 receptions. Yeah, at home against Berlin. 11 receptions for 91 yards. Just missing the freaking touchdown. 91. Only 8.27. Did he rush the football? He did. He did 2 times for 1 yard. I don't know where his rushes are coming from. Yeah, no touchdowns. Did he fumble the ball? Nope. 2-point conversions? No. Did he pass the ball? Yes, he did. He actually had 3 yards passing. I have to check now for Frankfurt. Did he have yards passing? No, he did not. So we had yards passing for Quinton Pounds. We have to add the how many yards passing? 3 yards. 3 yards passing. Okay. So we have 5.5 for the receptions, plus 9.1 for the yards, plus 0.1 for the rushing attempt, plus, so that's 14.7. Let's save this, 14.7. And then we had what? 2 yards passing? Oh my lord. 3 yards. 3 yards passing. So 3 times 0.04 is 0.12 plus 14.7 is 14.82. Yeah. Still solid numbers. You're not getting killed by Quinton Pounds. Still solid numbers. And the last week that we have here, oh boy, Berlin Thunders are up 33-22. So Leipzig has to run run up the numbers again. They another lead change. They need another lead change. They had a lead change before halftime, and now they're like 11 points down again. Oh boy. But they switched the quarterback as well, I think. I think they switched the quarterback as well. So exactly, and then the last one is against the Rheinfire. And that's the interesting part here. And here the numbers go down. Huh? Quinton Pounds, only receptions, no rushing attempts, no passing attempts. 7 receptions for 52 yards. Yikes. The good thing is, this is the lowest amount of receptions that Quinton Pounds had. But 52 yards. Hopefully for him, he has more this week. 7.443. No touchdowns again. Yeah. It's tough with the backup quarterback out there, I guess. Yeah, that's 3.5 for the receptions. And then plus 5.2 for the yards. And that's 8.7. Which is a low point for Quinton Pounds. End of the third quarter. Yup. So, who is the number 2 receiver actually for Cologne? Let's have a look. Team page, let's use this new stats site. I mean, it's really small, right? I have to zoom in a little bit. Wide receivers here. So we have Quinton Pounds, and then there is nothing, right? Nothing that interests us in any way. Luis Gaia, the only one that maybe 25 receptions. And then we have like Lurks with 21 and Lenhart with 15, Tanvani, Schlesinger. Oh, there are some guys that getting the targets and the receptions as well. But yeah, maybe this Lenhart guy is interesting. He has like 70, he has the second highest receiving yards per game, and he only played 3 games. So 1 touchdown, 44 yards longest. He seems to be like some kind of deeper threat as well, and is already on second in 13 yards in receiving yards, but only did play 3 games. Yeah, no fantasy relevancy here, I guess. It's tough. There are not a lot of number 2 receivers that are really efficient. There is, I mean, I think one of the only teams where you have it is like the Vikings, where you have like I already talked about it in the earlier video earlier this week, where you have the of Jordan. Let's switch to them real quick. Where Jordan Boa, who's like who can explode, but is not very stable, has a really low floor. It's just possible that he does nothing or next to nothing. And but when he like gets in the open field, he's like super dangerous and has the massive chunky yardage upside. And then there is Mike Bruler, but you can't compare them to Quinton Pounds. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not possible. Okay. So we will have a look at Ryan Fire a little bit, right? Because like here, there are no real intriguing performances as well. So we will look at Mr. Renich, the one of the 2 lead backs for Ryan Fire, has like 20 rushing attempts. That's a little bit surprising, because he's like more like the 2 to the 1 punch for Jason Aguimon. Thing is, Jason Aguimon is Aguimon, probably Jason Aguimon is 30 years old. And but Daniel Renich is also like 27, so they are not the oldest guys. And we have a lot. We have 4 games to catch up. Yikes. But no wide receivers, right? Didn't even start with wide receivers. And the quarterback as well. There is a reason for that. The relevancy is not here for all the Ryan Fire players. But we should catch up soon, rather sooner than later with them. We have an official review and a challenge by Galaxy. Oh, that's interesting. What are they doing? Are they challenging the spot? something like that. Interesting small video booth. And Leipzig is trying, but they're not scoring yet. And they have quite a way to go. Oh yeah, they are challenging the spot, right? Something like that. Yeah, I mean, he's clearly over it. Oh, we'll have the result now. I have to listen in real quick. They didn't make it. Yeah. Spot challenge and the runner for Cologne didn't make it. Yeah. Offense. Cologne Centurion's offense is not doing it. Again. 4 weeks in a row. That's an issue. Mm. So I think I will stop the European League of Football research here. I don't think that Rheinfire is super interesting, but this performance here by Mr. Renich for 20 attempts for 100 yards rushing, I definitely have to have a look at that, because I mean, they are only a rushing offense, right? Matt Adam is 6 for 12 for 6, 12 attempts, 6 completions, 54 yards passing. And they won this game against Cologne. I don't know how. I mean, it was a defensive battle, hardcore defensive battle. Crazy. No receiving game, and like 3 receivers in the mix, 3 running backs. No, oh yeah, Adam rushed himself for 8 times as well. Mm, no, not really efficient rushing. I mean, Rennig with 5 yards average is not that bad, right? Interesting. I will look into that some more, maybe next week, whenever I have the time. Now I will skip to um, now I will skip to some skip. I don't need to skip, but I will switch to some NFL action. I think I need to zoom out here. I guess. Oh, it's possible to see some things, I guess. Only the 1.3. Hmm. Who cares? I will pick on the 1.4. But yeah, that's not optimal here. Is that zoomed in? Or what is this? Oh, it's just cut, right? I just add another. I will just add another one. Window capture. And yay, there we have it. This one. And now we Add filters. We crop that guy. Um, that's enough. Yeah. So now I only need to put me in front. Perfect. Perfect. Look at the games. Seems like Thunder can control the ball. Cologne has still options. They have 13 minutes left. Yeah, let's do a quick mock draft for next for my draft next week. This one is like from our dynasty league, and I am in position of pick 10, 1.10. I have 2.4 still, and then 4.4 and 5.4. So the question will be what do I do in the late in the first round, and what will I do in late in early in the second round, and what kind of dart throws can I get for the later rounds. Let's have a look how Sleeper is ranking this stuff. Yes, I want to start that draft, and I have to mute this because this is really annoying. So we have Brees Hall and Ken Walker going off the board early. Drake London, Traylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, James Cook, Jameson Williams, someone that I probably would draft higher because I'm intrigued by the talent. And then Christian Watson goes right before me. So there is a pretty clear pick for me to take, and that's just Sky Moore. So that's one of the things on this position on 1.10 that maybe is possible for me to grab is like a Sky Moore or a Christian Watson. I don't think that Jameson Williams will drop to me. There is a possibility that James Cook drops to me. But I'm not sure if I want to pick James Cook here. I don't have a better option. Maybe George Pickens or Jahan Dotson. But I probably would not be happy to have to pick George Pickens here or Jahan Dotson. Probably Pickens over Dotson still, because Jahan Dotson is like, yeah. I hear a lot of good stuff, but yeah, in this case, I probably would still go with Sky Moore, even though I already got burned by Kansas City upside. So, yeah, I have like Nicole Hartman. I had Nicole Hartman on a lot of rosters, and I don't think there is an option for Nicole Hartman this year. Okay. So Sky Moore in this case. And then we have some running backs going away. Damon Pierce, Isaiah Spiller, George Pickens, John Dodson, and Tyler Algier. And this is like a really interesting spot. Because there are not a lot of players left from the top or the second tier that I'm absolutely in love with. So Rashad White or John Mechie or David Bell or Trey McBride. I don't want to pick a tight end that early. I don't think I want to do that. So question is, do we just go here by tier and just pick a Rashad White that probably has a role in the offense if something happens to Leonard Fournette? Or are we reaching in the second round for, let's say, you see my start players here: Samir White, Tyrion Davis Price, Jalen Tolbert, Brian Robinson, and just don't care because I want to have the player that I want to have because I don't have a third round pick this year. So maybe I just reach here and go for Brian Robinson or Jalen Tolbert or Wandale Robinson. There are a lot of good stuff coming out of Giants camp as well. So in this case, I'm not yet sure what I want to do. I would love for Pickens, Dotson, Pierce, or Spiller to drop to me on 2-4, but yeah, probably won't happen. So let's go here with a reach and go with running backs. In this case, Brian Robinson. Of course, Rashad White would be a good pick as well. If we go with running back, we probably go with Rashad White. And then there are a lot of guys going off the board: David Bell, John Mechie, Alec Pierce, Trey McBride, Samir White, Tyrion Davis Price, Jalen Tolbert, Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I think maybe Pickett is going to go in round 3. I'm not sure about that. Wandale Robinson is going super late here. Wow. Round 3. Maybe I have to trade up or trade down. That's one option that I have here in the 2.4. And I think before I just reach for some of the players that I like more or like to gamble more, maybe I just trade down in this range here between 210 and 3-4. I'm totally fine with getting Khalil Shakir here or Jalen Tolbert, Tyrion Davis Price. So these are quite, yeah, I think they are more intriguing, the players. So we have here sleeper ranking Justin Ross, drafting Justin Ross in round 3. That's very interesting. So like a couple of months ago, he was like going and you can get him in week 4 easily, or week 5 even. Week round. Tyquan Thornton, Pierre Strong, New England backfield. Jelani Woods, first tight end off the board. Jelani Woods and Greg Dulcich here. I'm really interested in some tight ends this year. I don't know why, but I am owner of Mark Andrews, so I have a really great dynasty tight end. But this year, I just have the feeling that tight ends are really interesting. So I would have loved to have Romeo Doubs fall to me. I would have picked Greg Dulcich because I also own Albert Okwuegbunam, but maybe it's not good to stack the tight ends. But yeah, just as a second option if he's like emerging as the number 1 tight end target for Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't think so, but could be possible. Let's see what's on the board. Wheelers Jones, yeah, 25-year-old rookie. High draft selection, weirdly enough. Pacheco, Connor, Kelvin Austin, Danny Gray, Ty Chandler, Kyle Phillips. There's not a lot that's there's not a lot that really interests me here. Surprisingly, there's not a lot left. I don't think Tyler Betty is a pick, right? I mean, it's a running back death in a running back offensive scheme, but is Calvin Austin a pick? I think in round 4 there is, you can just reach like Danny Gray, for example, is a name that's maybe interesting. Calvin Austin as well. I mean, the Steelers could transform their play in the future. Wheels Jones. I don't want Wheels Jones. I would go probably for some upside wide receiver because I don't like the running backs here. I really don't have no interest in these late round running backs. There is not one running back that's really interesting to me. So probably go with some Calvin Austin or Danny Gray. And there's another tight end that's really interesting. That's Kate Otten. And he's gone. Look at this. And wow. Chigoziem Okonkwo. Interesting. What is this? What? How high did they pick him? I have no idea when he was picked. No idea. So there's still Calvin Austin on the board. Another young wide receiver. Yeah. Are there intriguing running backs? Not really, right? Calvin Austin. Yeah, I believe Steelers receivers can be strong. There's Kevin Harris, another New England running back. You don't want to draft New England running backs, right? Ty Chandler. Older guy as well, 24. Yeah, probably go with Kevin Austin here. Kyle Phillips could be as interesting as well. Yeah, maybe. Wouldn't be too unhappy to use the pick for Kyle Phillips. But yeah, Kevin Austin here. I mean, these picks are not serious, right? These quarterback picks. I think the sleeper I think the value, like the positions too much. Look at this. Every team has at least one tight end and one quarterback. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Nah, that won't happen like this. There will be, there won't be going that many. There won't be going that many quarterbacks this early. I mean, I guess that there will be a round 3 pick for Pickett and a round 3 pick for Willis. But no way that in round 5 there is like Bailey Zappi and Chris Oladokun. Nah, that won't happen. So that we should ignore that, I guess. Yeah, it looks like the Thunder are playing the stuff home. Galaxy scored again. Cologne is like in shambles. I don't think they can catch up. No way they can catch up. Yeah, something needs to happen for Cologne. All right. I think that was a good making this short, quick mock draft. It's a good way to end the stream for today. Um, we'll see you soon with some European League of Football updates and probably more Dynasty and all over the NFL fantasy updates in the future. Have a nice ELF football finish Sunday and see you soon.